So you got to listen to this exchange between Mika Brzezinski, who is the co-host of Morning Joe on MSNBC, and Donald Trump, where she repeatedly tries to get Trump to say something positive about Muslims, but Trump would have none of it. Take a listen.
So, Donald, I want to ask you about a topic that's really been on the headlines now for weeks, and that's your temporary ban on Muslims coming into this country. Polls are showing that you are really striking a chord, whether or not you agree with it or not. I'm asking you if you could right now speak to the Muslim American population and tell them what you would do or say as president to make sure they feel that they are as much a part of this country as everyone else is?
Sure. I have many friends who are Muslim. They're great people. They're tremendous people. But there's something going on. I mean, whether you like it or not. And I've seen various polls where 25% of the people would support, and really, I mean, you look at some of the numbers, 25% of the people would support very, very substantial violence from within. I mean, that's not acceptable. Then somebody said, oh, it's not really 25%, it's only 10%, or it's only 7%. Well, 1% is not, because the kind of violence we're talking about is extraordinary violence.
I'm asking what you would do or say to the Muslim American population to make sure they still feel welcome in this country just as much as any other American. I'm not asking you about what it is that's going on or that's something that's going on or those whatever. I'm asking about the positive message that you have for Muslim Americans who live in this country.
Well, you can't ask that question without saying there's something going on, and everybody knows it. And when I first brought that up, and I didn't do anything for polls, I didn't even know. I assumed it would be bad for polls. I don't care about the polls from that standpoint. I'm doing what I think is right. It's a dialogue, and it has to be discussed. And frankly, my Muslim friends have said, you're right, we have to discuss it. Look, when you had those two horrible people blow away in California, 14 people, and others are going to follow because they're very, very severely injured and sitting in hospitals and in big, big trouble. When you had that, there were numerous people that knew what was going on, Mika. There were why weren't they reported? Why weren't these people reported? But there were numerous people. One thing I think that the Muslim population of this country has to do is they have to surveil their own people. When they see...
I don't understand why you keep going to the part of the story that you know has already touched and struck a chord with the primary voters. I'm asking about the Muslim American population, the peaceful citizens of this country. What do you have to say to them about what will make them feel welcome in this country? Because they are getting harassed and they are getting pigeonholed because a lot of the comments that are being said, some of them from you, and I'm just wondering, is there a positive message that you have for peaceful Muslim Americans?
Yeah, it's a positive message, Mika, but we have a problem. And the problem is a very severe problem. And they have to help us to solve this problem. And they have to help themselves because they are actually helping themselves. But we do have a problem with radicalization within that community. And they have to report it. They have to let us know about it. And if they don't, it's just going to be a continuation. They say there are many, many cells like you have with the two people, these two people that the one came in with the ridiculous visa program. All they had to do is check. If they checked her Facebook account, they would have seen that she was radicalized and wanted to do great harm to our country. But nobody even checked. Can you imagine hiring somebody if you ran a good business and not checking a Facebook account?
And John Heilman.